What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into today's awesome pick a card reading, let me tell you that this video is sponsored by Keen. For those of you that don't know, Keen is a website where you can go anywhere, any time of the day, 24/7 and get a psychic reading or talk to a spiritual advisor, which I think is just so cool. Anyways, Keen is kicking off National Psychic Week starting on August 2nd and celebrating mindfulness and well-being with tons of promotions, access to experienced and talented Keen advisors, customized content, special offers, and much, much more. Woo! Keen understands the importance of taking time to maintain spiritual and mental wellness, especially in today's crazy world. 2020 has been crazy, yo. Oh, I have tried Keen before as well, so I'm going to talk about my own experience just a little bit, and I will be honest with you guys. When I first tried Keen, it took me a few times to find somebody that I really connected with and that was really accurate and resonated with me. So I would definitely use their promotions, their different offers, their different deals to really just kind of test people out until you find someone you connect with. Then once you find someone that you connect with, you can even still take advantage of their special offers to get readings whenever you would like with this person, or try out other psychics and spiritual advisors if you would like to. And you're free to develop an ongoing relationship with any spiritual advisor or psychic that you really like or that you really connect with as well, to do monthly intention setting or to just gain clarity on any problem that you're going through. They provide tons of different advisors and psychics for any kind of topic that you can think of: love, career, life's challenges, whatever you can think of. And then also what I really love about Keen is that they're super affordable, which who doesn't love super affordable? And plus they have all of these different deals and promotions that once you sign up, you'll get in your email all the time. So right now, if you are interested in trying out Keen, as a new Keen customer, you will get your first 10 minutes for just $1.99. Pricing then depends on which advisor you choose, like I was kind of saying before, but the services are backed with a satisfaction guarantee. So if you would like to try Keen, make sure you use my link in the description below to get your first 10 minutes for just $1.99. And with that being said, let's get into the video. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle, and basically I just do a bunch of cool spiritual tarot and astrology videos on here. We are not all love, light, twin flames, and unicorns over here, so please keep that in mind because these readings are freaking deep and powerful. So basically we are doing a pick a card reading for which goddess has a message for you, a very detailed, deep, powerful message for you that will help you heal your divine feminine energy. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, pile 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 piles. If you know which pile you're feeling drawn to or which piles you're feeling drawn to, please see the timestamps down in the description and comments below. Also, I did another goddess reading like this a few months ago, like back in the beginning of the year. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link that down below as well if you'd like to watch that after this one. By the way, I'm missing a nail, so just wanted to point that out. I know. And yeah, with all that being said, let's get into it. Alrighty, this is for those of you that picked pile number 1. So let's go ahead and see which goddess is speaking to you and what she has to say. So you guys have the goddess of Lilith. Okay, so in this deck, it has the goddess of Lilith as independent. She's also very much a rebel. She is also very, very intertwined with our dark shadow side and our sexuality. So these may be some issues that need to be healed within your feminine energy for those of you that picked this pile. Now, what's also interesting here is I really see this almost resentment against how you've turned out in some way, because you feel like someone may have took or taken your sense of innocence with the card purity here. I feel like you may, some of you, this may not be for all of you, but I feel like some of you may have a hard time dealing with your dark side, dealing with your darkness, or dealing with that wild, chaotic, unknown, almost even scary at times feminine energy. There may also be some issues with change here as we have the card transformation. So I think that you're almost scared to look inside of you for those that picked this pile. And also with the card of I am forgiving here, this really goes with that energy of maybe almost like resenting people or resenting or blaming people from your past or from your childhood or throughout your life for the way that you've turned out, pile number one. That's like something huge that I see here. Because you're not happy with yourself. That's what it stems from. You're not happy with yourself, and you're not happy with where you're at in life. And I also see that with hunger there. I feel with that card that you guys have this inner hunger that either for revenge or resentment, anger, or even hunger to do things that you think are bad or that you were conditioned to believe are bad in some way. So that's really what I'm seeing here so far. So for your tarot cards, you guys have the Prince of Scepters, the Ace of Grails. So this is basically the Prince of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. So let's start there. So with the Prince of Scepters, the Ace of Grails, and the Eight of Swords, I really see somebody that made you feel less than. You feel like someone victimized you in some way. Like they were someone that was supposed to love you, that was supposed to like be your equal, ended up victimizing you in some way, which very much goes along with Lilith's story. She was in the, Jewish Hebrew Bible as the woman that was before Adam. And there's a little bit of conflict or controversy on whether she got kicked out of the Garden of Eden or whether she left the Garden of Eden. But because she would not do what Adam said, she became basically demonized in religion. And so I think at some point you were the victim of something similar where someone maybe used you, or someone that was supposed to be there for you or that you loved or that you thought loved you really victimized you in some way. And I don't know, every time I look at this Five of Swords card, I almost see like a fairy tale, and you even have the Five of Skulls here as well. Someone like completely screwed you in some way, shape, or form. Like someone completely did you really, really dirty in some way. And you felt like you weren't protected, or you felt like you needed them to feel safe or to feel protected. This is kind of an intense pile. The last goddess reading I did for Lilith, I think, was also an intense pile. So yeah, I told you this was going to get deep and powerful and detailed, but basically you felt like you couldn't defend yourself. And I think that there are some resentments or some thoughts of like wanting revenge for what they did to you or what happened to you. But really, I think honestly, on a deeper level, you're angry with yourself for not defending yourself, even though it seems here that it's not like there's not much that you could have done differently, and it all happened already. So dwelling on the past isn't going to change it. I don't need to tell you that. I know you already know that. But basically what I see here is I think that you guys still have anger and resentment and blame in your heart. You guys still feel like a victim, and yes, you were, but you don't need to stay in that mindset. You can transcend that mindset and take your power back. And that is what I see here in this story of these tarot cards. This is definitely about taking your power back and not questioning yourself so much, because we have vertigo. Whatever you choose will be correct. So I think you guys question yourself a lot. I think you're not sure of yourself because of what you've went through, and that pisses you off too. But we have the Five of Skulls here. So it's like, what I see here with this is like someone left you out to dry. And anytime that you depend on things outside of you or someone outside of you, it ends up backfiring on you. And you're like, what the hell? Why does this keep happening? And so then we have the Ten of Skulls, which is the Ten of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Six of Swords. So what I see here, pile number one, is this is very much about your independence. Anytime you give your power away to something outside of you, and even if someone did something horrible to you to where they took your power, like, forcibly, like, obviously there are certain circumstances where that happens, but even if someone did do that to you, your power, they did not take your power. You have the power in how you react to it and how you heal from it. And that's what I see here. There's a lot of deep healing that needs to be that needs to be gone through here. We also have I achieve with integrity. So, being true to yourself, sticking to your values, sticking to your morals, because I think that's where you get caught up every single time. And even if this isn't necessarily about a relationship or a bunch of people from your past or someone from your past, this could also be about some asshole boss or something where you give your power away to something externally, and then you end up screwed, because that's what's going to happen when you do that. You can start now acting in alignment with your values, your morals, your virtues, instead of doing things that are out of alignment with those and then regretting them intensely later. And I see you here getting your power back with the Ten of Skulls and the High Priestess. Look at this chick. Like, when you realize that you are so much more powerful than you think you are, when you face those traumatic experiences that you've been through, and when I say face them, I mean allow yourself to face them instead of running from them or distracting yourself from them or denying them or blaming someone else for everything. Like, just face whatever it is that you feel, and just because you feel it doesn't mean that it's true. So let's say that your wound, just for an example, I'm not saying this is true, but let's say you were in some kind of abusive situation, or you were gaslit, or you were just in a toxic relationship or something, or you had a toxic parent. And let's say that you kept taking them back and forgiving them, and it was just like this thing that you couldn't get out of that was so toxic, and then you finally somehow got out of it, and now you hate that person and you want revenge on that person and you blame that person, and you won't move forward in life because you feel like your life is screwed up because of what they did to you. And so really what's happening is you blame yourself. You're just projecting it onto them. You hate yourself for something, but you don't want to admit that to yourself, so you're projecting it onto them. You feel not worthy. You feel not good enough to move on in your life because of what happened. And so allowing yourself to face those feelings that you feel about yourself, allowing yourself to own those feelings and face those feelings, means that no one can use them against you anymore. So facing your perceived weaknesses is what is going to give you your power back and your strength, because then you're not going to be blaming anybody else. You're not going to be in that victim mindset still of I can't do this or I can't do that because I'm a victim, which, yes, you could have been a victim in a certain situation, but you don't have to continue to live in the mindset of I can't do XYZ because of my past, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to be and I've been a victim like this. I resonate with this pile, so I'm not trying to say anything by that. I'm just saying, to heal, you need to face your own demons, your own emotions. And this chick in the Ten of Skulls, she's got that skull there, and she looks independent. She looks like a badass. She's got what she's wanted, and she didn't need anybody else to give it to her to help her. She did it because she trusted her own intuition. She trusted her own feelings. She found the balance within herself. The High Priestess is all about transcending duality. And so that's what this is, transcending that duality within yourself, and that's being projected externally to you because it hasn't been healed, which then can help you finally move on with the Six of Swords there. It can then help things calm down, and you can go be in that flow state of your intuition. And you see how she's facing this Five of Pentacles here, the demon or beast or whatever on top of this chick. She's facing that. And she's like, I got your number, boo, because you can't touch me anymore, because I've healed, I've faced myself. Therefore, you can't use my own weaknesses against me, because my weaknesses are now my strengths. My weaknesses are now healed. I don't need you. Like, you can try to throw them at me all you want. You can try to, you know, poke and prod them all you want, but guess what? They're healed. I'm good. And so that's basically what I'm seeing here so far. Now we also have the card Witch, which says the magic you seek is inside of you. So once again, you know, instead of constantly, with that hunger card there, instead of constantly looking for things outside of you or craving something outside of you to take the pain away or to take the edge off, really the hunger is coming from the power within inside of you. So once you face that, and once you honestly realize that with insight here, then you are going to be so independent and so healed. It's not even funny. We have insight, the high priestess. Your intuition is going to be so strong. Maybe you used to have a strong intuition, but the things you've went through in life have kind of dulled it down or made it not as heightened or not as active as it once was. But bringing yourself back to who you are versus who you think you are, you know, and really looking at that as well, because with that purity card again, there's kind of this sense of feeling like, you know, your innocence was taken from you in some way, or you're not pure, you're not good in some way, but really you are. Like you just have to face that darkness within you, pile number one. And that is what's like going to insight. Like when you look at this card, it's coming from internal. That's why it's called insight. It's an insight, it's an internal sight. And that is what's going to transform you. That is what's going to get you out of any kind of stuck or vicious circle kind of energy that you may have been in for a while. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number one. Let me know what you thought of this reading down below, and if it resonates, you're free to pick another pile if it didn't, or if you just were drawn to another pile. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading and supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it. If you'd like to check out any of my other services or anything like that, just see the description below. And we're going to move on to pile number two. What's going on, pile number two? This is for those of you that picked the second pile. So let's go ahead and see which goddess is calling to you guys and has a message about how to heal the divine feminine within you. Okay, so you guys have the goddess of Maat, truth. So the goddess of Maat is an Egyptian goddess. She is all about truth and justice and balancing the scales, basically. Yeah, she is all about knowing the truth. So very interesting. And so you guys had a lot of tarot cards fall out. I think a little bit more than the other piles, but right off the bat, what I see here is that you're a little bit out of balance with something, or maybe even a lot out of balance with something. You've been trying to really reconcile something within you, but it's been really hard for you. You've been really trying to integrate something within you, and it's been stressing you out. Pile number two. So we have the Nine of Swords here, the Page of Pentacles to start off with. So let's start with that. So I really feel like there's something that you have with the Nine of Swords here, but it's not exactly what you want, and it may be causing you stress. I don't know why, that's just kind of what I'm getting from this. There's something that you're kind of like reaching for, and you almost feel like you take 2 steps forward and then 5 steps back, because then we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, which is great. This is like an emotional decision, a creative flow, even like a, you know, relationship or a connection in your life. But then we have the Five of Swords. And so it's like I said, there's something that you really want, but it's like 2 steps forward, you know, 3 steps back kind of thing. And then we move into the Devil, the Tower, the Five of Cups, Shadow Work, Two of Pentacles, and the Magician here. So what I see here is you are, it's a really great thing to have the Tower after the Devil, because the Tower naturally comes after the Devil, and the regular major arcana order. So basically this is like a huge breakthrough. So you're coming up on a huge breakthrough here, that's going to kind of force you to face this conflict within yourself of whatever you're fighting, okay, whatever that's gotten you out of alignment. I think some of you guys are really hung up on something that you feel has not gone the way that you think it should. And that's what I think this card, Nothing Has Gone Wrong, is trying to say here. Everything that's been happening, or everything that's happened, whatever it is that you're hung up on, you may not be able to see the bigger picture yet or the reason why yet, but nothing has been going wrong this whole time. The only reason that you're out of alignment is because you think you are and because you're like fighting something within you. There's this huge inner conflict going on within you, and I think it has to do with not wanting to accept the truth about something, because of the goddess Mayat here. So I think she's trying to tell you that for there to be a breakthrough and for you to get into alignment, there's some part of you, or some part of your external world that needs to be faced here. And it's a part that is, because we have the card shadow work here. So it's like a more subconscious part, or a part that you try to keep hidden from everybody else, a part that you think is bad for some reason, or because of your conditioning or how you grew up or whatever the case, but that's not necessarily the case. I also see that some of you may need to grieve over something here. Because I don't know, I'm just getting that off this Five of Cups and the shadow work card. It's like something's happening that you don't agree with or that you don't like, and it's really causing you to stay stuck in this subconscious pain or this subconscious cycle, this subconscious grief. And so there's some kind of darkness within you that needs to be faced here, pile number 2. Because after that we have the Two of Pentacles, which is basically facing yourself. And then we have the Magician. Like you have what you need. You have the resources you need within you. And that's where you find that out. And then I couldn't fit them, but the last 2 cards are the King of Swords and the King of Cups. So this could be 2 people in your life, or it could be talking about 1 person in your life. But either way here, or it could be even you, 2 different sides of you, even if you're not necessarily a male, or don't relate with male energy as much. This could still be 2 parts of you that need to be faced. A more logical, kind of intellectual part of you, and a more emotional, kind of intuitive part of you, a more nurturing part of you. But this is about really getting to the truth of who you are, instead of running from it or fighting with it. I think that you're really stressed that something didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. And Mayat is saying that the truth is that nothing has gone wrong. So it's important for you to remember that, and for you to get in alignment, it's very important to accept the truth about yourself and about your external world, whatever this situation is that you've been really going back and forth on or fighting with. So let's go ahead and see what your other cards have to say. We have Eunoia, everything in perfect balance. So once again, that kind of balance energy. So once again, everything's happening in perfect balance. It may seem like a fight externally, or it may seem, horrible externally, but on a higher level, it's actually in perfect harmony, happening just the way it should. The next card we have is Euphoria, honor yourself. Wow. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, pile number 2, I think this really has to do with you not honoring a part of yourself, or maybe multiple parts of yourself. You thinking there's something wrong with these different parts of you, or suppressing different, emotions or different feelings, different thoughts that you have, and which is causing you to be in conflict with yourself. So let's go ahead and see your other cards here. We also have I regard all altars with respect. We also have I can be trusted. Wow. Okay, so that could be it for some of you. Some of you guys may have trouble trusting yourself. Some of you guys may have trouble trusting yourself, or may even have trouble committing to things. You may have an issue with truth. Maybe you feel like people don't tell you the truth, or maybe you feel like, you know, maybe you're like really, really one of those people that hates liars. Like, I'm sure no one really loves liars, you know, but some people like really, really have an issue with it. But it's coming from something in their past, something within themselves that they haven't faced yet. With I regard all altars with respect, this is mainly about honoring what's sacred, honoring other people, even if you don't agree with what they've done or what they're doing, still respecting it, because like I said, at a higher level, it's happening in alignment. So for some of you, this could be someone else that you really don't trust or don't know if you can trust, or something along those lines, or some situation in your life. But there's definitely a lot of shadow work, a lot of digging deep, and a huge breakthrough coming for you where you're going to have to face those sides of you. So the next card we have is the masculine. Interesting. For some of you guys, you could be dealing, this could have something to do with a masculine person in your life, or just someone with a lot of masculine energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a male. And for some of you, this could be neglecting your feminine energy because you're so in your masculine energy or something, or even neglecting your masculine energy because you're so in your feminine energy. There's something here that's kind of out of balance for you. And then the last card we have here is peace. Interesting. So yeah, this is all about coming to peace. This is all about coming to peace with something, like letting something go. This is all about understanding that it's exactly the way it's supposed to be, and you know, and really facing what you can control in this situation, and not focusing so much on what's out of your control in this situation, or other people's actions, or getting the truth out of other people, or, you know, fighting for the truth, or whatever the case may be. It's like, first you need to find the truth within yourself, because there's something going on within you that is blocking a lot of things right now, and that is, you know, the reason why you may feel out of alignment or off balance. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number 2. Let me know down below if this reading resonated with you, and if you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Check the description below if you'd like to find out about any more kind of information about me or services. And we're going to move on to pile number 3. What's going on, pile number 3? So let's get into this. I know this is like a super bright pile with these cards, but I just felt pulled to this deck for this particular goddess. So let's go ahead and see which goddess has a deep and powerful message to you about your divine feminine energy. Okay, so you guys have Kali, the goddess of liberation. So Kali rules our Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is just phenomenal. I mean, not in all cases. It can be very actually disturbing and destructive, but also very, very creative. It's, in my opinion, our life force energy, and from what I've experienced, it is definitely our own individuality, our own life force, our own spirit, our own power. It's waking up. It's like an erotic, shocking awakening. Kali is destruction and creation. She is raw feminine energy and sexuality. So you guys may have something that you're going through that has you tied down, or that has you doubting yourself, or that has you really feeling trapped or chained or something. There's some situation that has you feeling stuck or trapped, and I can definitely see that in your cards here. So let's go ahead. Oops, I forgot to flip these cards over. Look at that. So let's go ahead and start going over your tarot cards first. So we start off with the Emperor and the 7 of Pentacles. So there's something that I think that you guys are really in your masculine energy, or there's a masculine energy around you. So this doesn't just have to be a male, it can be a female or any gender that they resonate with, but they just may have a lot of masculine energy within them. It doesn't matter their gender. And so I don't know if you guys could hear me because I forgot to adjust my mic before I started, but this is for pile number 3. This is for the goddess Kali. She is the one that has a message for you. So you guys may be in a situation in which you need liberated from, where you feel stuck or trapped. She is our life force energy. She is destruction. She is creation. She is raw, divine, feminine energy and sexuality. She is powerful and she is within all of us. She's also associated with our Kundalini energy. If you don't know what that is, I would definitely recommend looking into it. Some of you guys could even be going through some kind of Kundalini awakening, or you may be having symptoms of a Kundalini awakening, which can be like aching in your lower back, movement in your like lower stomach, vibrating feelings, or anything like that is associated with Kundalini energy. It's very important that if you are having those symptoms that you are breathing into your lower back very deeply and very slowly. So anyways, let's go ahead and start with your tarot cards here. So you have the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles. So some of you guys could definitely be kind of stuck in your masculine energy, or you could be around someone, it doesn't matter their gender, that has a lot of masculine energy. This is like a lot of work and you're kind of like working for nothing. It's kind of like this slow, ordinary, taking the everyday road, conditioned by society kind of energy. I gotta do this because this is what I gotta do. This is how I gotta survive kind of energy. And there's no, with the High Priestess reversed here, there's no like spiritual force within your life, or there's no, or this could be a person, this could be talking about a person in your life if it's not you, but there's no like spiritual force in your life. There's no intuition or higher kind of force within your life. It's kind of like the same thing every day, and just working hard and doing what you got to do. You could even feel like someone is overpowering you, or you could be in a situation where you feel like someone has the power over you, or someone is dictating what you do or how you do it. This could be a boss, a relationship, a family member. This could even be someone from your childhood. So you've been really neglecting your feminine energy with the High Priestess reversed here. You've been really keeping your mouth shut and just going with the motions, and it's been really like killing you with this Ten of Swords here. It's been like, really, really rough for you. It's putting you in a really rough, stuck position where you feel like you have no one there for you. You feel like no one understands you. You feel like, you just feel alone, even if you're not necessarily alone, you just feel that way. It feels like everything's just out of your grasp, like your reach, like it almost feels like there's something here that almost feels like it's too late or something. But then we go into the Empress energy, which is definitely what we need. The Empress, the Star, the Nine of Cups. This is beautiful energy. So being able to nurture yourself, being able to start nurturing yourself, being able to start caring for yourself, being able to start being creative and getting into some kind of creative energy and having hope is what is going to revitalize you. Some of you may need a vacation. Some of you may need to spend time alone and away from work or away from this person or whatever the situation is. Because then we also have the Devil here. Because this revitalizing is going to help you face some kind of toxic situation that you've been stuck in your life. Okay, pile number 3, because we have the Devil and the Ace of Wands. So this is breaking free. This is standing up against what you think is right and being in your own, because then we end with the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Like basically embracing your feminine energy, getting very, very comfortable with your feminine energy, because that's actually the life that you're craving, but you're in this life where you are not happy, or you're in this situation at least where you're not happy. It's not who you are, and you've just been going through the motions and just hoping something will change. But this is telling me that, something's coming to an ending, so you can finally be set free, so you can finally be liberated and then really find out who you really are. We even have the card of liberation here, free yourself. There's something that you need to break free from, that you need to free yourself from. And it may feel scary. It may feel like your life is just completely falling apart at first. And like there's like a tornado, and just everything you thought you knew about yourself or your existence is just flying with like bursts into pieces and just flying all around you. And it can be really, really crazy and really scary, but you will land exactly where you're supposed to. And that's what I think this soul journey card is here. Like, you've taken a long journey, you've been through a long journey of like just this ordinary life, or this life that has been being dictated by social standards or by rules or laws or regulations or other people or whatever the case may be, your family, your significant other, your boss. And you're like, oh my God, this is not who I am. This is not what my soul came here to do. So it is this journey that your soul had to take, though, because if you ever stop to think about it, if you're coming down to earth as a soul in a human body to learn a lesson, right? And that lesson is liberation. I want to know what freedom feels like. And you come down to this earth and you're like, okay, I want to experience all aspects of freedom. To experience freedom, you also have to experience not having freedom. You have to experience being stuck, trapped, like enslaved in a situation, whatever. You have to experience those feelings as well, so you can understand what liberation and freedom is. Because once you liberate yourself, then you can look back on your life and be like, I did that shit. Look at me. I was a badass. Like, I went through that rough journey, and then I liberated myself. That liberation is going to show you your strength, your life force energy. It's going to show you your divine feminine energy and the power that resides within you, pile number 3. So very, very interesting pile so far. We also have I keep my own counsel, which I really think is referring to not depending on other people to tell you what to do. Listening to your intuition more, because we have the High Priestess reversed. Quit trying to live a life that everybody else wants you to live, or that you feel like everybody else wants you to live. We also have I consume only my fair share. So I think that this could definitely be about you overworking or overdoing something in your life to compensate for this lack that you feel within you. That's kind of what I'm getting from that card. So you don't have to spend your life doing something that you hate. You can find a balance and only do what you need to do to get by, and also do something that gives you more meaning and purpose and is more aligned with you as well on the side, or try to somehow intertwine both if you can. Pile number 3. So that's what I'm getting from that card. We also have Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? Yes, exactly. So I think that you've just been doing but you've like gotten to this point where you're like, whoa, what am I doing? Like, this isn't even, what have I been doing? Like, you're waking up, pile number 3. That's what I see here. You're like waking up to your life. Like, oh my God, this is my life. This is it. Like, this is what I signed up for. Like, hell no. And you are going to find this liberation because you're going to face any issues that you've had. Some of you guys may have had issues with money. You may have had issues with like, obsessing about money, or feeling like you need all this money to survive or to feel comfortable or whatever. And you're starting to learn that like money and the external world isn't everything, and that there's so much more to life. So your last 2 cards, we have realization. Look at that. And then we also have resistance. Interesting. So yeah, there could definitely be, I definitely see that here with the Emperor and the 7 of Pentacles. It's like, I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm just going to resist doing what I really want to do, or what would set me free. Like, you're almost resisting this liberation in some ways. but we kind of already went over that. So anyways, that is what I'm getting for you guys that picked the third pile. Definitely let me know down below if this ended up resonating with you guys and how, and just let me know how you liked it, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It would really, really help me out. And also see the description below if you would be interested in any other stuff that I do. And we're gonna move on to pile number 4. What is going on pile number 4? This is for those of you that picked the 4th pile. So let's go ahead and see which goddess has a message for you guys. Okay, so you guys have Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. Yes, so Kuan Yin is definitely the goddess of compassion, forgiveness. So there may be something in your life where you need to show a little bit more compassion, either to yourself or to someone else. It does look here that either you or someone in your life have done things that you're not proud of. We have the Emperor reversed. The Emperor's been coming up in a lot of these readings, but we have the Emperor reversed. So this is kind of like the toxic side of masculinity, the, you know, overpowering things, exerting your force over things, exerting your will over things. We also have the Hermit reverse. So this is kind of like, you know, and we also have the Knight of Swords reversed as well. What I'm getting here is somebody that may think that they're always right, or think that they know everything, or something along those lines. Now, we also have the Death card coming up after that. So this tells me that, you know, this, either you or this person, or you and this person, are going through a very big transformation. And what I see here is that someone hurt you, pile number 4. I think this person may have hurt you. This could be someone from your past. This could be a father. This could be an ex. This could be a friend, a boss, I don't know, a family member, but someone definitely hurt you. And what I see here is like, you almost feel like they took something from you. That's kind of what I'm getting with this Nine of Pentacles reverse. Like they took something from you. Maybe they weren't even around. Maybe they abandoned you in some way. But with the Three of Swords reversed here, I'm kind of getting that there needs to be, like, there's still a grudge. There's still a grudge that may be preventing you from moving on with this Three of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands upright. There's still a grudge, and you're kind of using that anger to fuel you because you feel like you were deceived. So now you feel like you have to be hard, or you have to be tough, or you have to be like assertive, aggressive. Like, it definitely has made you into, I would say, a leader in some aspects, but it's also possibly made you cold. It's also possibly made you doubt yourself in some ways. There also may even be resentment against yourself here, which was similar to another pile, but I'm not gonna go into that just in case you haven't seen it yet, or you end up feeling drawn to that pile. But anyways, with the High Priestess reversed and the Seven of Swords reversed, you didn't trust your intuition with something, and it ended up coming out that maybe they deceived you, or it wasn't exactly what you thought it was. The motives behind it were almost, the motives behind it mattered, the intention behind it mattered. That's kind of what I'm getting with this High Priestess and Seven of Swords reversed. There was some kind of intention here, and maybe it wasn't their intention to hurt you. Maybe they were actually trying to protect you or something. That may not be the case for all of you. I'm just giving that as an example. And from seeing it from that side of view, from seeing it to that other side, is going to help you forgive. With the Page of Cups and the Star here, there needs to be some kind of forgiveness, because we have the Page of Cups. This is interesting. We have this Page of Cups holding up this cup, right? And then we have the Star, the lady down here, and the Star almost reaching for it, it looks like. It's very, very interesting. So it's almost like, for some of you, this could be someone that's no longer around, like maybe they passed, you know, or something. For others of you, they could still be, but I do feel like there's like a sense here of just forgiveness, of hope, a renewed hope, like needing to renew your hope no matter what happened, or who was right or who was wrong, or why. Like, you know, the why actually may help you get to that point, but after that, it's like it needs to be letting go of, because then we also have judgment and the Three of Wands here, which tells me that you are going to be able to move on from whatever this is. This is going to be some kind of outcome, some kind of culmination point that's where you're going to be able to see the past in a new light. You're going to be able to see it in a new way that you hadn't seen it before. It's like everything's going to become clear. You're going to see why it all needed to happen just that way, because there was actually a purpose behind it. And we also have you are the universe and variance here. So this is like showing you that you're powerful, and this, whoever this person is or whatever this situation is you too. And once you start seeing yourself in them, then and only then can you start having compassion. Once you can start bringing it back to yourself and looking at yourself and looking at how you may actually be projecting some kind of pain within yourself externally to you, then you can start forgiving. Then you can start showing compassion. Then you can start seeing the variance of different aspects of you that are going on here, the different lessons and beauty that they've brought into your life, the different gifts that they've brought into your life that you couldn't see before. So the next card that you guys have is Translucence. Love the darkness. Love this card. Okay, there you go, right there. Loving your darkness. Look at that. Become a loving mirror. Yes. So seeing these different aspects of yourself and how they mirror who you are and also mirror who you're not. Like show you, this is how we find out who we are, by going through situations like this, or by meeting people that are different from us, you know? And so this is definitely about you seeing yourself in another situation or in another person or in other people in general. And not only that, but once you have compassion for yourself, compassion, love, and forgiveness for yourself, pile number 4, then you can have it for whoever this person is, or whatever this is that, you know, you don't have compassion for, that you're lacking compassion for. So we also have discernment. So maybe one of the gifts that this helped you with was discernment, or maybe you just have great discernment now, you know, and this has taught you huge lessons in discernment. And then we also have fear. So for some of you, you could be a little bit untrusting or a little bit too rigid with other people because of what you've been through, and that's understandable. I think anybody that was in your shoes would be, but it's important to address those fears. It's important to address that darkness within you, to have compassion for yourself, to forgive yourself. That's what's going to help you heal those fears. We also have I am peaceful. And then we also have I am open to love in various forms. That's interesting because we have that variance card as well. So yes, even though this person, you may think that this person did not love you, or it was like somewhere near the opposite of love of what they showed you, they did love you in some kind of way. It may be very, very hard for you to see right now, but maybe one day that you will see with that Judgment card and that Three of Wands. They gave you something that may have been painful or that may have been hard to deal with, but they left you with something that you needed to get through your journey, to get through these lessons. And so, you know, once you can find that peace within yourself and that compassion within yourself, then you can start healing. Then you can start healing your feminine wounds and start overcoming these fears and these obstacles and any kind of hatred or, you know, whatever lack of compassion that you have for other people. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 4. Let me know down below if this ended up resonating with you at all. I'd love to hear your feedback. Please go ahead and check my description below if you would like to see anything more from me, learn about any of my services that I have. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would really help out the channel a lot, and I would appreciate it. And we're going to move on to pile number 5. What's going on, pile number 5? This is for those of you that picked the 5th pile. Let's go ahead and see which goddess has a message for you. Okay, so the goddess that you guys have is Athena, the goddess of knowledge. Athena also rules patterns and, finding different patterns. She was so smart that she would lead different leaders of war. And she actually believed that if you were knowledgeable enough, that you would never have to go to war. So, very interesting energy. And I see that in your cards very much so here. You guys may be the people that believe knowledge is power in some way. You may be very factual, very intellectual, like, you need your proof, you need to fact check. But what I see here is there's kind of this opposition between truth and facts versus faith. And I kind of think you're on a journey to find what you believe in right now and what you have faith in right now. Because we have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil. So that right there tells me that there's definitely some issues when it comes to what you believe is powerful. You may be very, very for the truth and, fighting for the truth, and you may believe knowledge is power, all of that kind of thing. And very, very in the mind, very, very in the air element. That's where, but this can also lead to, with the Devil here, addictions or mental health stuff if you're not careful, or some of you may have addictions or mental health problems. I used to as well, so I completely get it. With the Four of Swords here, there needs to be some kind of recovery. The Four of Swords and the Three of Cups, there needs to be some kind of recovery. For some of you, this could be an addiction or an alcohol problem, or someone you know with an addiction or alcohol problem. It's like you just need to know, you need to know the answers to something, and that's really bothering you here. But we also have the Page of Wands, we also have the Five of Swords, and the Judgment card. So not knowing is really, really bothering you. You're a curious person, you like answers, you like facts, you like proof, I feel like here. And with the Five of Swords, there's kind of this conflict that I think you can get in sometimes, because you have this way of looking at things. Maybe you like to debate with people or argue with people because you're so big about the truth, you're so big about the facts, the proof, all of that. But with Judgment here, this can tell me you can have this very black or white way of looking at things. It either has to be this or this very good and bad way of looking at things. And I think what you're here to find is to ascend that black or white thinking, that good or bad thinking, to not be so certain, because truth can change, actually. Yes, truth can change. Your truth may be completely different than someone else's truth. And I think that's a huge lesson that you're here to learn. Maybe you're here to learn to listen a little bit more. Maybe you're wondering why maybe you've been so lonely, or you've been feeling lonely, and it may be because of this need to either be right, or to basically, always think that, your way is the best way, or what's good for people, etc., etc. And this can definitely lead to distance in your life with Judgment and the Six of Swords here. But I also see that you are wanting some kind of awakening, you're wanting some kind of to go down some kind of new path with the Six of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Star, and the Six of Pentacles. It's and it's funny because for the Six of Pentacles, it says resources, knowledge, power. There needs to be a balance with that Six of Pentacles there. There needs to be a balance between the Star on one end and the Hierophant on the other end, because we have a few more cards here that I couldn't fit. Because you also have the Hierophant, spiritual wisdom and belief systems. You also have the Magician, conscious awareness, manifestation. So this is about being more aware of your hidden belief systems. And then we also have the Two of Pentacles, options, imbalance, negotiation. So being more aware of these different parts of you and these different parts of your mind, and awakening to these different parts of your mind and the different ways that you think about other people and yourself, and how you may judge yourself or judge other people. And not that you need to stop doing that necessarily, but become aware of it. Start looking at it from different sides, from different angles. Question the truth, question your thoughts, question your beliefs, and all of that. And another reason why I think that you may be a little bit like stuck on your own stuff is because we have I hold purity and high esteem. So, I think that you're someone that really values the truth. You view the truth or knowledge as like pure, and like that is the utmost power, the utmost truth in the world, but that's not necessarily the case. And then we also have the card of faith here, which goes back to what I was kind of saying before. We also have the card of resilience. And I think that you guys are very resilient, honestly. You guys don't give up easy, and that's a good thing, but start using that energy to not give up on, questioning things or questioning the way that you think about things. Now, we also have solitude, alone but not lonely. Like I was saying, some of you guys could find that you're feeling lonely sometimes, or that you don't have a lot of people around you a lot of the time or something, or that you're kind of constantly in conflict with people sometimes, like something along those lines. And so becoming okay with yourself will help you become okay with other people. Learning how to be alone and not lonely, if that's something that you struggle with. We also have Hex, be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. So once again, this tells me that you may go after truth, or go after, different people, or debate with different people, or get into it with different people about the truth, or, fighting for the truth and having these debates. And I see that with the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords here. But this is like, you need to come at it from a more feminine angle and start maybe listening to people a little bit more and considering what they're saying a little bit more, because that's how you're also going to learn about you. And then we also have awakening and healing. And so we already kind of talked about that awakening energy with, your other cards. But, healing, I definitely think that, there's some belief systems, there's some ways of thinking, some patterns of thinking that you've been stuck in, or some patterns of something, some kind of pattern that you may have been stuck in for a while, and maybe you're starting to feel stagnant. And although you're very smart and you are very intellectual, you are very resilient, and you do like to fight for what you believe in, that is fine. But the reason you may be having issues, if you're having any, could definitely be because you are needing some kind of higher wisdom, instead of like relying just based on science or proof or human, wisdom, basically. And so I think that, changing the way that you're looking at things and thinking about things is going to lead to an awakening, or some awakening is changing the way that you think and view things and your beliefs about things. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 5. Definitely let me know down below if that ended up resonating with you guys. And if you enjoyed this reading, you can go ahead and see my description below if you're interested in anything else from me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. What's up, pile number 6? This is for those of you that picked the 6th pile. So let's go ahead and see which mysterious goddess is speaking to you and has a message for you about your divine feminine energy. Alrighty, so we have the white buffalo calf woman, reverence. So pile number 6, you guys could be... Right away, I'm getting kind of family, ancestry, possibly even living in the past, possibly scared to let the past go, or scared to remember the past. This is interesting. So you have the High Priestess and the Devil here. So right away, I'm getting that you guys may definitely be very psychic, have some very psychic power. You, honestly, I feel like you're kind of facing something here. you're facing something that's really kept you tied up for a long time. There's some kind of like, maybe you used to be somebody like back in the day, and you know you're not that person anymore, but like somehow this past version of you still haunts you in some way. You've tried to walk away from your past and start over with the Eight of Cups and the Magician here. But there's still something here that I feel like that you're not proud of, that you almost like keep hidden in some way. There's some kind of like shadowy part of you, or some kind of secret that maybe haunts you from your past, if that makes sense, with the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Moon here. I think some of you guys have a lot of self-doubt too, where you're like afraid to stand up for yourself with this Ace of Wands reversed because of this guilt, shame, and remorse that you have with your past. And I think what the White Buffalo Calf Woman is trying to tell you, pile number 6, is that you have transcended who you used to be. You are not who you used to be. And this secret, I think, is keeping you sick. It's keeping you still chained to that, the past. And also to maybe look at your past in a different way, with reverence, with, respect and honor to where it's brought you today, to look at it through a different lens. And that's what I think Soul Tree here is talking about as well. It was part of your journey. It was part of the roots in which you've grown into this new person that you're more happy with. It was something that you had to go through to come out of the other end and realize all of the things that you've realized. This is definitely also very about your ancestors with that soul tree there. I think you're breaking a lot of ancestral cycles, a lot of ancestral karma, and that's why you had to go through it, because your ancestors have went through it as well. Your family has went through it as well, and you had to go through it in order to break the cycle, in order to, I think that you're like still trying to run away from something with that Eight of Cups there, because you want something more, but there's still something lingering because you haven't faced it. And that's what this Strength and Nine of Wands, I think, is trying to tell us here, is that there's something here that you need to face. There's something here you need to accept. You need to become friends with something from your past that you may not want to necessarily, if that makes sense. Okay. We also have Nourishment, and you belong to Paradise. So this is very much so telling you, and also with Let Your Light Shine, that this, whatever you went through, does not make you a bad or horrible person at all. It was just lessons that you had to learn. It was a road that you had to travel in order to break some kind of pattern, in order to break some kind of cycle. And with Gratitude here, that once again tells me that your ancestors are going to be, or are grateful to you for bearing the burden that they did as well. That was their burden. And because of that reason, the karma ends with you. And once you can realize that, and once you can realize the gifts that you achieved from your journey, instead of the traumas or the pain or the horrors that you went through, then you can begin to have gratitude for it, basically. We also have Protection, set personal boundaries. So I think your ancestors are also protecting you. There is a lot of protection energy actually in your cards here. You may need to learn how to defend yourself. You may need to not let your past, your guilt, your shame, your remorse continue to overpower you. And also, some of you may be defending yourself, or may not have a problem defending yourself, but it may be with the wrong intentions or the wrong purpose here with the Ace of Wands reversed. It's like you're doing it in a way that is not with great intentions with the Ace of Wands reversed and the Seven of Swords, or that could end up being abusive in some way. So you want to be careful of that. This could also be someone in your life that is deceptive or abusive. If not, I don't want you to worry about it. It's that message just may not be for you. So don't get too worked up if that's not relating to you. I'm just saying that some of you are here to find your power. Like, you have so much more power than you think you do. And when you can make friends with that power and with those fears and with any guilt or remorse that you have or shame that you have, then you can finally rise above it. Your last two cards are I converse with awareness. So yeah, once again, respecting other people's past as well. Respecting other people's past and respecting your ancestors and what they've gone through. Yes, it's given you a hard road, but it's also given you the chance to break karma for your own, children and grandchildren and all of that. And so, we also have I am kind. So you guys may have a lot of anger, pile number 6, that you may take out on your family or other people, or something. There's something here. Someone has a lot of anger here, I feel. And it's time to become more self-aware is kind of the message I'm getting here as well. It's time to become more self-aware. It's time to look at your own actions and also reflect on your cycles, your patterns, and definitely the light that you have within, and the power that you have within, instead of dwelling on the pain and dwelling on the past, respecting it for bringing you where you are and then letting it go. So that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 6. Let me know down below if that ended up resonating with you guys. I would love to know. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Check the description for more information on services with me and stuff like that. And we're going to move on to pile number 7. What's up, pile number 7? This is for those of you that picked the 7th pile. And the goddess that has a message for you is the goddess of Persephone, which this deck has her as inexperienced. Persephone was a little wild one, in my opinion, that wanted to experience more, that wanted to experience another side of things. She ended up becoming queen of the underworld for half of the year with Hades, and then she also ended up coming back to Earth to be with her mother, Demeter. So what I see in your guys' cards, pile number 7, is that you're having some creation issues in some way. You're definitely having some creation issues. You're having some issues with creating the life you want or creating something that you want in some way. You're having issues with accepting certain parts of yourself. And you also may be having issues feeling stuck or wanting to experience more, kind of like Persephone. So let's start with your tarot cards. So you have the 7 of Inspiration. You also have the 2 of Emotion, and you have the Queen of Voices. So what I'm getting here is that you are fighting against the odds about something, that somebody is trying to express something to you. Somebody is trying to tell you their opinion. Someone is like just always kind of maybe in your ear, or always trying to get you to do something a certain way. And it's making it really tough because it's not really what you want with this 2 of Cups reversed here. You don't actually trust this person's opinion or their view on things or the way that they think about things. You just want to have fun. You just want to experience new things. You want to create something with this creation card here. You want to be more spontaneous. You want to go out and do certain things. But you're feeling stagnant and stuck. You're kind of stuck in this like vicious circle of something because we have the 4 of Materials, which is the 4 of Pentacles. So you almost feel like you can't do it, like it's out of your reach. And this could be because of someone else's opinion or what someone else is trying to tell you. And it's interesting because we also have the card, I listen to opposing opinions here. So I think someone is trying to talk you out of something or something along those lines, or will try to talk you out of something. Or it could be your own head trying to talk you out of something, and you're kind of at odds with how you feel and how you think, basically. So with this Four of Materials, you're kind of like in the ordinary, in the like day-to-day mundane life, but you have these visions with this Two of Wands here. You have these visions of creating something in the physical realm. So this could be getting a job, this could be a certain kind of position, this could be a business, this could be a creative project, you know, earning some kind of amount of money, because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So there's definitely something here that you're wanting to do, that you have this creative inspiration for, these creative ideas for. And then we also have the Void here, which is also about creation. Creation happens in the darkness. So as of right now at this stage, it's still inside of you. You haven't been able to start working on it physically yet, but you really, really want to. You're really inspired to. We also have the card I Invoke Laughter here, which once again tells me you want to have fun, you want to work, you want to focus on, you know, the things that you like to do, the things that make you laugh, the things, you know, more spontaneous kinds of areas of life, basically. Now with the Vesica Pisces here, what I'm getting with this is very much about your internal world and your external world coming into alignment. So once again, manifesting this into your physical reality, which doesn't mean just waiting for it to happen. It means actually putting the roots down, actually building the foundation for it, starting the foundation for it, whether that's learning a new skill or taking some kind of course or researching, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And we also have wellness here. And I think for some of you, not doing what you love could end up affecting your own well-being. And I think worrying about your own well-being instead of what other people think or what other people expect of you is going to also help you tremendously. We also have let chance play its creative role in your life. So taking a chance on doing what you love, on bringing this into your reality, on really setting the foundation for this creative vision. Okay, once again, that kind of spontaneity, kind of energy. We also have honor your mystical creative force, which also goes with everything that I've been saying so far. So yeah, pile number 7, this was kind of an easy pile. There wasn't as many cards that came out for your guys' pile as the other piles, but this is definitely about creative flow, creative inspiration. And right now you're not in the flow because you're trying to, you're like playing against the odds at something. You're trying to like prove yourself to someone, even though that person that doesn't necessarily agree with you, or trying to prove yourself to yourself. With this 7 of inspiration here, it's like, I think some of you feel like you're not capable of doing whatever this is. Like you're not capable of creating whatever this is in your physical reality. And I'm here to tell you that you definitely are. Just because you don't have the experience in something doesn't, we all start off inexperienced in some way. So that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, you can still gain the experience. It's like you just have to look into it. You have to really want it. And it looks like you do, but you're also still kind of stuck on, like, am I good enough? Like, you know, is this going to affect my finances? Am I going to be stable? Am I going to be secure? Am I going to be okay? Plus you have these voices in your ear or even in your head, kind of almost also preventing you from making that move. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, pile number 7. Definitely let me know down below if this resonated with you guys. You're free to pick another pile as well if you were feeling drawn to one. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.